Hello, welcome to this Mindtap overview for automotive teachers. If Mindtap is new to you, this session is going to talk about how to use the Mindtap platform and how this platform can be used in the classroom, in the lab, and how students can maximize from using a platform like Mindtap. Mindtap is going to be your fully integrated ebook, but not only that, you are going to have grade assignments embedded into the Mindtap platform. You will have labs, you will have simulations that the students can do on the computer. You will also have a plethora of certification prep material for students who are looking to get ASE certified. We also have embedded SP2 safety and soft skill modules into the platform itself. So the students have access to even more materials to prepare them for their careers as an auto mechanic in that industry specifically. We have a lot of titles that we can offer for automotive. We have automotive maintenance, light repair, collision repair, auto body, auto service and inspection, auto technology, and the list goes on as far as engine repair as well, troubleshooting, manuals, all that stuff is embedded in the Mindtap platform, and it's all going to look the same. You will have the same functionality and features, but I want to show you today is actually how to use Mindtap, how to navigate it, and how you can actually use it in the classroom itself. So let me go ahead and open up the Mindtap portal. And I want to make sure that we are on this screen. Hold on one second. And here you go. Once you log into your portal page, your NGL Sync portal page, your course will be your course will be embedded in here. Under your specific textbook, if there are resources tied to it, you will be able to click on them and pull up any resources tied to that, whether it be PowerPoint slides, instructor manuals, quizzes and tests. They're all going to be located under your resources. You may also have access to Cognero. And what Cognero is going to be your online test generator. So you can create paper and pen tests using Cognero. It's a great way to assess the students and see if they're mastering the content that you're teaching in the class. To go ahead and open up the Mindtap course, you're going to simply hit on Launch Course. And then what this will do, we'll launch the Mindtap platform, and I'll give you a rundown on what this looks like. So this is kind of your landing page once you open up your Mindtap platform. On the left-hand side, you are going to see your categories or your chapters that are embedded into your Mindtap platform. You have your reference guide here, the Chilton's reference document, your SP2 automotive bundle activities are in here as well as soft skills that is also embedded in there at no extra cost. You can see the way the Mindtap platform works is broken down into sections. And to simply expand and see what's in these sections, you're going to click on the folder, and then you will be able to expand these by clicking on it, and then you can see some of the activities and skill sets that you will be able to teach your students. So let me click on landing that job interview, because these are all soft skills that not only automotive students need to have these skill sets, but any student that's trying to go into the workforce, these activities are perfect for them. Let me click on one so I can give you guys an idea on what this looks like. It's going to be a modular assignment for students to go through, and it just exposes them to some of the skill sets needed to land that perfect job. So this will take the student step-by-step instructions on how to prepare for that interview. And this is embedded into the Mindtap platform for all of our automotive curriculum. They can simply click to the next page to kind of go further into this lesson. And it really prepares them for the job. It's a skill set on how to interact with people, telephone skills, ethics, how to be successful as a manager. All of these things are not easy to learn as adults, let alone as a high school student. So it's great to expose the students to these types of resources. Again, let's go into the actual section of the book. If I click on the folder, like I mentioned before, it's going to open up the chapters. By simply clicking on the down arrow, it's going to expand everything within that chapter. If I go, you can see here, I've expanded chapter 1. You have the overview. You have the readings as well. You have any videos that are tied to this particular chapter, any assessments and chapter activities that are also embedded in chapter 1. Anything that's highlighted in orange is going to be an activity that the students will be able to do, and it'll be automatically graded within the platform. Let me go ahead and open up the actual ebook. By clicking on reading, it's going to open up the ebook portion of the platform. If I click on job classification, it's going to take me directly to that part of the book. And there's a video that's already embedded into the Mindtap platform. The students will have access to this video as well. So you can see the students will start off with watching that video before they get into the chapter. To page to the next part of the page, you're just going to hit the arrow over to the right-hand side. It brings us to the next photo. Brings us to the figure. If you click on the figure, it opens up that figure. Students can also bookmark this page and come back to it later. They can change the font size. They can also print this page out. Students will also have the ability to click and hold and highlight. They can also add a note in the ebook, and that will be saved. And as they progress through the actual book, they can continue to highlight, take notes, and all of these highlights and bookmarks are going to be compiled into the study hub, which is located on the right-hand side. You see all these icons. The one that's labeled study hub is going to compile all of the students' notes that we just took and highlights. So this is the note that I just created. This is what I just highlighted. If I click on this, it also brings this up, the blue part that I just highlighted here. After I've taken the test or I've mastered this concept, I can go ahead and delete those highlights by clicking the little garbage can, and it's simply going to erase my highlights and my bookmarks as well. Same functionality. If I click on that, it will take me directly back to that part of the book. And once I'm done with that, I can also delete my bookmarks as well. And you can see it went from red to gray. So the study hub, think of the study hub as your 3-ring binder in a digital format. To go back to the main page, you're going to hit the little X on the upper right-hand side. And you have the videos that we just saw here, chapter assessments. You have true, false. And we can go ahead and click on that so you can kind of see what this will look like. And all of these quizzes, videos are automatically embedded into the program. All you have to do is create a course, and it's all preset for you. So you have a question about it's a multiple choice question. You can see that we have 15 questions. Students will have the ability to jump around by simply clicking on the number, and they can go ahead and select questions and answer them as need be. They can save it and come back to it as well, or they can submit for a grade. And it's going to prompt them that I have not completed this assignment. Do I want to continue, or do I want to submit it? If I submit it for a grade, it'll tell you that your immediate score. You have taken this assignment one time, and you can change the amount of times students attempt a question as well, or an assignment. If you go to the edit button up here and click on that, you are enabling the edit mode, and simply by clicking on edit, if you give it a due date, an available date, and a due date, and hit save, you can notice now that the due date has appeared underneath the Chapter 1 essay submittal form. When you go to the calendar view, the students log in. I'm sorry, here, 1 second. When you go to the calendar view, week 1 is where we are today. You can see there's one activity assigned. So you click the down arrow, the students logs in, and he'll see that this activity is due by Friday. They can simply click on it, and it will take them directly to that activity that is due for them. So it's kind of a nice way for them to manage their expectations once you assign things. I'm going to go back to the edit button. If I go into edit options, it's going to allow me to manipulate some of the defaults with the assignments in terms of how many attempts, if you want to add multiple attempts, how many points you want to assign to a grade, to an assignment. All that will be done by simply hitting edit assignment options. So right now it's set at default. 1 attempt allowed. I can change that to 2 attempts. I can add a time restriction on it if I wanted to, 80 minutes. I'm just going to leave that unlimited. You can change the possible score. If you have multiple one, take the best one or the last one. I like this one here, shuffle questions for each student take. This way that you can kind of eliminate some of the cheating factors. You can also provide hints after each attempt if you wanted to as well, if you have multiple attempts. So it kind of helps students with mastering the concepts versus just memorizing. So all that can be done by hitting the edit button. If you hit done, scroll down. Let me see here. Let me say no hints, and let me just say done, so we can get out of there. And then I can go ahead and assign a date to it. Save it. And now you can see there's a due date assigned to this chapter as well. So the nice thing about these little subcategories, it breaks the book into very small chunkable pieces by simply clicking the down arrow. You're exposing them to the overview, the actual reading, and then the videos, assignments that are tied to that chapter. And again, all of these assignments are preloaded into the platform, so you can choose to hide them or just leave them as be. Say you wanted to hide all of chapter 3, select that, Just put a little checkbox, hit the batch, hide. And right now I've just hidden all of chapter 3. So say you don't want the students to go farther in class, you can go ahead and hide those. If I hit show hidden, you can see chapter 3 pops up again, but it's grayed out. If I want to show it and make it available to the students again, you simply are going to click on show. And now that is active again. But you can select to hide multiple things at one time. You hit the batch option. You can assign things also. You can assign things with the batch option as well by hitting the edit, available dates, giving it due dates. So now there should be dates assigned to those. If I go back to week 4, if I click on the down arrow, you will be able to see all of the ones that I just assigned. You also have the ability to add your own content into the platform by hitting the little green button. You hit the plus sign, you go to activity. You can add flashcards, you can add your own YouTube videos, you can add more homework activities, you can add dado activities, all that by simply clicking on the add and create. Go to activity and do it. I'll just do a quick, let me see, a dado activity. Well, let me cancel that. It's taking on forever. Let me just go ahead, activity, add a YouTube video, and you can search in here. And here I just pulled up a random search, how car engines work. I can go ahead and add that into my platform, into my course, put a little dot there, hit continue. You can add any notes, hit continue, and it's going to ask me, this is the title, it's going to ask me when I want to make it available and where I want to place it in the path. So I'll do it before the reference. I'm going to add that. So here is the video that I just added into the path. You click on it, and there's a video that I just added. You can see that. You can also add your own folders. And I just added that to the end, so you can drop any files that you want to in there. But another beautiful thing about the Mindtap platform is that you have these built-in simulations as well that help students work in a lab situation, even though they may not have a lab time or you may be pressed for time. Students can do these at home. So these simulations are built into the program as well to really help drive home the concept and the points that you're trying to teach in the classroom, especially if you're limited on lab shop time. This is a great way to continue that learning online for the students. So they'll click on these simulations and it'll take them through some procedural stuff on how to master a certain concept. Doesn't seem to be working. Once they start doing these activities, these simulations, right here my class average is 0, but once your students start doing activities, you'll be able to open up the gradebook and you'll be able to see a very robust reports as to how much time they spent on the Mindtap platform, what they've mastered. It's going to give you a full detailed report on the time spent, all the analytics, how many logins they've had, how many activities they've attempted, time in the course, the grade book, and this will be broken down by students. You can add categories, you can weight certain things more than others. So you'll have the ability to do all that within the grade book itself within Mindtap. Say, for example, you just want the students to read the book. You're really not interested in any of the video animations or the assessments or homework that's built in. Simply go to the blue book over here on the right-hand side and hit the 4 arrows over. And what this will do is actually going to pull up the ebook itself. And then you can just select the chapter and it breaks down the book. It just has a full ebook without the bells and whistles. You still have the videos, but it's basically just the book itself if you go over here to the full book ebook. So you have both perspectives. You have it broken down into subcategories, or you have the full book here. So, and then if you scroll down to the bottom, you see a little green silhouette. That will bring up your grade book and your progress report. So I don't have any students in here, but if I did, you would be able to see what they've scored on all of these activities that are preloaded into your class. So in all, that's kind of a quick overview of the Mindtap for Automotive. It's a robust tool to help your students in the classroom, but also expose them to certifications and also job placement skill sets that they're going to be needing in the near future. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your local Sungage rep. They'll be more than happy to give you a walkthrough or a trial of this as well. Thank you and have a good day.